we have a variety of flavors we want to bring to you via Game Up. Game Up Hard Hydration is like your favorite sports drink, your favorite seltzer. Had a baby, but it's so much better. Dave, give him the rundown.
Great flavors like fruit punch, orange, lemon lime, and grape. And guys, it's only 110 calories. It's low carb. Enjoy yourself some Game Up.
Paris' segment always does well for us. And when I was looking up recent ones that you've put up, I saw Kurt Angle, Mr. Perfect. Who was better bell to bell? And I really enjoyed this because I think it's a really good pick of which one of these two is it? Like, Mr. Perfect from when we were young was just that, for lack of a better words, that wrestler that was always perfect in the ring, seemed to be able to do everything great, never had a world title run in WWE. But I mean, even late in his career was still going at a high rate. And then you got Kurt Angle coming over from amateur wrestling. A lot of people said he picked it up like nobody's business. And having to pick between these two, I was really racking my brain who I thought I would pick. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your thoughts?
I mean, same thing. It's kind of like Mr. Perfect was one of the best bell to bell in his era, but then Kurt Angle was kind of the next era, that late 90s, early mid 2000s era. And Perfect was more, late 80s, early mid 90s. But both were considered so great at what they did. Kurt, obviously, I think, had the better career given all the world championships he's held. But, man, is he better than Mr. Perfect in the ring? I would give Kurt Angle, I should say, the slight nod, because even though Hennig was so super talented and maybe a better old school type wrestler, if that's a way of looking at it, Kurt was just a different level than most people. I don't know, how many more people are better than Kurt Angle in the ring. Very few. I guess it depends what kind of style you like, though, too. I feel Kurt Angle had more high impact.
Yes. And it's tough because, Hennig might have wrestled some amateur, but he spent with his father being a pro wrestler so much of his life learning pro wrestling that I would have to give the nod to Kurt Angle, just because if you think what he had to overcome, with his amateur wrestling training to those things that become second nature for you in amateur, you have to go against that grain in pro wrestling. The fact that he got so quick, so good, you got to give the nod to him. And Dave, we've said it before about certain wrestlers that have wrestled in Wembley Stadium. There were times he did it on drugs too. And when you're overcoming that kind of deficit, not that Mr. Perfect wasn't, but Kurt Angle did it at a high level.
His favorite thing they talk about is Perk Angle, right? So
you got to give him that respect. So we're going to choose Kurt Angle here today. If you haven't tried Game Up, then you are missing out. Imagine your favorite seltzer and your favorite sports drink had a baby, but it's way better than that. Each can is 110 calories, low carb, 4.9 ABV. It's a nice light drink that is not light on flavor. Game Up comes in fruit punch, orange, lemon, lime, and grape. Pick it up at drinkgameup.com or at your nearest liquor store.